Good Erev Shabbos, Bayit family. It's good to see and connect with you and anticipate a wonderful Shabbat here at the Bayit and looking ahead to meaningful and joyful Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah days together. Hope to connect with as many of you as possible in person. For those not joining us in person, a reminder that we will have pre-Shmini Atzeret Yizkor at 4 p.m. on Sunday. I always think about Rav Avi's teaching on the Torah reading that we'll read this Shabbat from Parashat Ki Tisa. Perhaps chosen for Shabbat Chol Hamoed because it ends with brief passages about the Shalosh Regalim, and indeed we read it on Shabbat Chol Hamoed Pesach as well. But the story is the story of Moshe in the wake of the sin of the golden calf, asking to know God's ways better, and God teaching him the 13 attributes of God's mercy, and doing it in a particularly pointed and poignant way, placing Moshe in the cleft of the rock, one of my favorite sets of verses in the Torah, and telling Moshe, "V'sakoti kapi alecha ad ovri," I will create a sheltering canopy with the palm of my hand over you, Moshe, until I pass you by. V'sakoti kapi. Rav Avi has always pointed out that this is the language of Sukkah. God's sheltering palm is perhaps one of the first Sukkot in the Tanakh. It's shelter, it's comfort, it's protection, it's intimacy, it's connection. That's what a Sukkah is meant to be and to create. And it comes from the hands or the hand of the divine. How do we emulate this in our own lives? We want to strive and envision Sukkot, which involve, I would say, expanding from God's hand to the interlocking of human hands, to work together, to stretch out and reach arms and hands together, to create an interlocking web, a network, a canopy of community under which we can come and find shelter together. I'm particularly thinking about that image as I think about one of the mandates that I feel particularly on Sukkot, to think about those who are housing insecure, think about what we can do as individuals, but even more as an interlocking community of V'sakoti kapi, of creating a canopy of our own hands of volunteerism and giving, to do whatever we can to create more shelter, more canopies of comfort for those in many ways. One way in our Bayit is our partnership with POTS, an incredible social services organization with whom we've worked together over many years. And POTS does amazing work in providing social services, employment services, training, all kinds, legal aid, and all kinds of things to try to help those who don't have jobs and don't have homes get those things. They're so often interrelated. Stop by our Sukkah, and right in the corner, you'll see, you can hopefully see a little of it out on the terrace right now. Hopefully on the corner of the Sukkah, the far end as you come in from the Bayit, you'll see a poster detailing a little bit of Potts' work, how we partner with them. I also want to make mention of Bronx Works, an amazing Bronx social services organization with whom we partner to create a respite shelter. Bronx Works finds and connects those who are housing insecure, who don't have a place to sleep, provides them the services that they can, and provides them overnight shelter, but without beds. Bronx Works works with local partners to be able to send folks who need a place to sleep to local partners who can provide them a place. A few years ago, we followed the lead of the Society for Ethical Culture, which for close to 20 years has run a respite shelter together with Bronx Works. And under the leadership of James Lappin, Rick Feldman, and a team of amazing volunteers, following the vision of the late Howard Bromberg of blessed memory and Ruth Bromberg, opened our own respite shelter on Tuesday nights at the Bayit with an amazing team of volunteers, sleepover volunteer, and providing dinner and to-go breakfast in the morning. In COVID, we closed down for 2.5 years. Thank God, and with the support of our amazing volunteers, just this past Sukkot, this very week, this last Tuesday night on the heels of the first days, we opened our Tuesday night respite shelter again to provide beds for those who need. For me, Pot's work Bronx Works' work and our Bayit's work is that vision of V'sakoti kapi, of interlocking our palms, our hands, interweaving our fingers, our actions, and we can support it with our tzedakah, our giving hands as well, to create shelter and canopy of protection for all those who might need it. May we continue to think about what we can each do with our palms and our hands to create sheltering comfort, canopy, and home for those who need it, with the support of our Bayit, its physical space, its vision, and its values, emulating God's palm of comfort that protected Moshe and deepened their intimate connection in those early days of the history of the Jewish people. Moadim l'simcha, Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach.